Welcome to my song lore series. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Marloma. I'm a singer-songwriter. And in this series, I'm breaking down my released songs in excruciating personal detail. So if you want to hear all about my most intense, traumatizing experiences, well, I'm afraid of you, but stick around anyways, because I'm here to absolutely ruin my digital footprint. Let's get into it. This is a really old mic. I don't know if this is gonna work. So 3,000 Songs was the first time I got to really experience writing for somebody else, like from somebody else's perspective than my own. And that kind of ignited a really big inspiration in me when I realized I don't just have to write canon events. I can write fake events. I can write events that didn't happen to me. I can write about anything I want. As long as you have like some experience to pull from and you can be like empathetic towards somebody else's perspective than your own. But I had a friend at the time who was always extremely supportive of my music, and I'm still very grateful to him for that because I felt very insecure about it when I was in high school. He came to me one day and essentially was like, I'm in love with my best friend, but I don't know if he feels that way about me or about men in general. He just asked me to write a song about their relationship, where it stands, and then possible directions that the relationship could go into. I wrote 3,000 songs because they were both big Marvel fans, and they would say like, I love you 3,000, like the Iron Man. So I just made up like types of 3,000 this couldn't make me stop being in your life. That's what a lot of lyrics are about. We've done this 3,000 times and it never gets old, and stuff like that, using like the large quantity to emphasize the strength of the relationship. And it's a really weird form. It's a chorus, bridge, chorus, and that's the entire song. It's just ukulele, a bunch of background vocals, which is very my style at the time. Like Smoking Candle was the first song that came out that I was like, this is what my music sounds like. It's poppy, it's fun. A lot of times I like to experiment with rock too, but really the ukulele and the background vocals is a Marloma staple. That was a really fun song to write and to watch come to life in the studio. To my friend, I hope you're still out there, and I hope you still like and listen to the song, because it's still one of my favorites out there, and it's one of the most streamed songs actually on my Spotify, which is kind of surprising because I didn't do a lot of promotion back then. But yeah, that's the story behind 3,000 Songs. Go stream it if you want. It would make my day.
3,000 hours I spent sitting in your driveway. 3,000 miles I'd run just to make you feel okay.
Intuition! I wrote this in college. No, I didn't. That was a lie. I wrote it my senior year of high school as a part 2 to my song Peace. I like to do that. I like to have like sister songs where like there's like a prequel and then like the book, or like they just go hand in hand. So Peace and Intuition were the ones that I released that way. But Intuition was basically written as a sequel to my anxiety, which is hella depression. That was so millennial, I'm sorry. Peace is like everything's going so good, a little too good. Like I'm a little suspicious, so something's gotta give. I'm anxious, but I don't know about what, because everything's fine. And then Intuition is when everything came crashing down in my life. It truly went up in flames. So I sat down and I wrote the song, and I was like, what did I tell you guys? The song Intuition, it's not about true divine intuition. I'm in my car now, but I just thought of a great way to describe intuition. Intuition is not about intuition. It is about my anxiety coming to fruition. Intuition's not about intuition. It's about my predictions coming to fruition. I should have put that as the lines in the song. That would have been, is that too rhymey or is that clever? I can't tell. I knew this shit would happen. I knew something would go wrong. Oh, that was such a bad time in my life. I'm like getting chest pains thinking about it. I was with this guy. Boo, I know. Men. We had been together like 2 years at this point, and I was so sad. I felt like I was a shell of myself because of how many eggshells I was walking on around this guy. Like it kind of got back into a place where we were okay again, and I was kind of like, okay, like I can make this work. Like it's okay again, and it's gonna be like that forever. But I knew that it wasn't gonna be like that forever. That was also a point in my life where I started kind of having questions about my sexuality, and that was a really complex issue for me to tackle because I'd have these thoughts where I'm like, am I just unhappy because I don't want to be with a man, or are these thoughts just coming at this late stage in my life where they're like surprising to me, or am I just truly unhappy with this specific guy? And I felt a lot of guilt and shame chronically for those feelings, and that's when I wrote Intuition. I was like, you know, life is ass, and I always knew it was going to be. Even when I was in the happiest moments, I was like, nothing gold can stay. Yeah, that's what the song Intuition about. It's kind of a downer, but at that point in my life, that's what I felt. At the end of the day, I'm a Pisces, so don't ever tell me I don't got no intuition.
Said not to abuse it. My peace of mind is hidden. I told you, says my intuition.
I want to talk about Rainbow, because Rainbow is my least streamed song, and low-key, it makes me so sad. I know it's really cliche, but the piano part I still think is so cool. I didn't play it. It was composed by Jacob, a friend of mine, and I just think his creativity on that instrumental part was so cool. To this day, I can't like quite play it by ear. I can play something similar, but not exactly what he played. I remember hearing it in the studio for the first time being like, oh my god, I want to be a pianist. And then I went to really rigorous classical piano training, and I think it's because of, we called him Cobb. I think it's because of Cobb. I wrote Rainbow back when I was like 14, and I thought of rainbows as like a representation of happiness and like joy, and I wanted to like flip the script and be like, a rainbow represents like every level of pain that one situation left me with. Red like the carpet used to walk all over me. I still think that's a cool line. You walked all over me as if it was something to be proud of. Like you're walking on a red carpet. Like it was an accomplishment, like you felt good about it. Orange like the monarch you were supposed to be. Orange like the monarch, butterfly. You were supposed to be like, you were supposed to be a leader. You were supposed to be someone I could trust. You were not. What's the next one? Yellow like the sun blinding me from the truth. Yeah, whatever, that's cliche, blah, 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 blah. Like it's supposed to be yellow, but it's like so white, it's blinding. Green, the color I spent on you, killed my youth. Money problems, #1 cause of divorce. I don't know if that's true. I made that up. You don't know how long it takes to heal a rainbow of pain. Like there's so many levels to the pain that you caused me, and like to the point where you couldn't even imagine. These like 8 different colors are the tip of the iceberg. Like you have no idea the trauma you left me with, essentially, is this song. What's the next one? Blue like the text that meant nothing to you. They actually ended up being green because I got blocked. Purple like the bruise I thought would hurt you too. I thought it would hurt you to hurt me, but it didn't. I was just left with a fucking bruise. For what? And I'm not like being insensitive to domestic violence victims. I was one. Not so fun fact. So yes, I experienced physical assault from a romantic partner. Pink like the lips you kissed made your heart race. Remember when you cheated on me? Is essentially that line. And black like my eyes every time I see your face. Like, you know the TikTok like stay till you hate him method? I think I employed that before it was a thing. And then kind of ends like, but I still know in the back of my mind I'd go through all this again for you. Which is not true to this day, but at that point in my life I didn't know what love was, and that's how I felt. So very scary, very sad, haunting song, I think.
Like the text that meant nothing to you. Purple like the bruise I thought would hurt you too. Pink like the lips you kissed made your heart.
Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video and want to see more, it would mean the absolute world to me to have another Martian or Lomi. You get to choose. Stay intuitive, find your peace, and I'll see you next time.